full inclusion or not? That is the question. Full inclusion means that all students, regardless of handicapping condition or severity, will be in a regular classroom or program full-time. All services must be taken to the child in that setting. The key words here is full and all. So, I don't believe in full inclusion because some students would not do as well there. There's some key things that we need to look at before we decide if a student should be in an inclusion classroom. The first is their IEP. It's an individual education plan, and if it's determined on an individual basis. So, just because it's inappropriate for one child does not necessarily mean it's appropriate for another child. One thing that the book brought out is that thoughtfully involving certain children with special needs in regular classes on an individual basis and in appropriate situations offers benefits to schools and children. I agree with that statement 110%, because you look at the individual basis and determine what is best for that child. What will help the child progress? Will the child being in a regular classroom help them progress, or being there part-time and then part-time in a special education classroom? Another couple of terms that is good to look at is the least restrictive environment. Where is the least restrictive environment? Where is the environment where the student will progress the best? Where the student is has the best chance at learning the most? Also, in the law, it talks about that the quote is to the maximum extent appropriate. So that's another key word, is appropriate. What is appropriate for each individual student? Not all students are the same. Some students, it is appropriate for them to be in the regular classroom 100% of the day. Other students, it is not. Other students, maybe it's appropriate to be in the special education classroom for a part of communication arts or a part of math, or for the whole block of communication arts or math. I believe that all students need to be in the regular classroom at least a portion of the day. In the book, it talked about bullying. Bullying is a big topic right now in schools. And years ago, when the special education students were not in the regular classroom at all, then it was almost like they didn't exist to the regular education students. They didn't know anything about them. Now, with them coming more into the regular classroom, then they do. And for the most part, I think it makes them more accepting of people that are different and people with special needs. However, yes, there are a few kids that want to make fun of them and bully them, and that isn't appropriate. But you can use that as a learning experience for both the special education student and the bully, and attempt to nip that in the bud right away. Life isn't fair, and equal does not equal fairness always. But the equal education doesn't necessarily mean the student being in the regular classroom. They can still get the education that they need in the special education classroom. So, in conclusion, I believe in inclusion, but not full inclusion by the definition. There needs to be a balance.